Well, hello there to my radiant souls, my Cancers. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading, Cancers. All right. What I'm picking up on prior to, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. All right, I appreciate all the love. I'm sending it right back to you all the love and light back to you all. Don't forget to get your oil, your awakening oils. And you can also go to my Etsy store through my website, queenamunra.com, to get your gemstones, crystals, and all those other things, as well as scheduled readings. You know how we do on this channel. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. We like to try to have fun. Part of my assignment is to pull people out of a really dark space and pull you into enlightenment, but you have to be ready. So there's never a force. But if I pick up on energy and I'm shining a light on something, it's not being negative. It's really just to help you. You can comment on the videos, or you don't have to, but it's just to pull you out of a dark space, to help bring you into enlightenment so that you can get your prayers answered. I'm looking at the Tower card here. The energy that I was picking up on, praying over your cards and laying the cards out for you all, is in this eclipse season that we're in, and all of these videos are timeless, by the way, but in this eclipse season that we're in, and you are radiating love and light. You all are the sweethearts of the zodiac. You're the mother and money sign of the zodiac. And money is not all. Money is a form of energy, right? It's not always paper and coins. Something about you. You're about to come into a fortune, right? One, you have already, as a high priestess. It's a lot of you all are light high priestess. A dark high priestess may be reaching out to you through the air, right? The reason why I say that is because, or through your emotions, your emotional attachments through the water, right? Make sure as this moon is waxing and waning that you all are filling up on your water, drinking your water, that you're not dehydrated, okay? The moon is in Virgo currently, right now. This video is for the 21st through the 28th of, and it'll be in the title, of September. We're in new moon phase, so happy new moon. New moon is on Sunday the 21st, so you may be watching this on the 20th. So do your final closing out of cycles. Journal if you need. Journal your emotions, right? Everything doesn't need to be shared with the whole world. Journal your emotions, right? I'll pick up on a lot of energy and try to bring you back into enlightenment. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You'll see that also in the video. But somebody's a light high priestess. So a dark high priestess who could be going through a dark time right now, a dark night of the soul, could be reaching out to you, right? Because they're going through something, right? They're going through something themselves, and they're searching for answers that somehow they're not picking up on. A crystal ball, right? Crystal connects us with the crown chakra, right? Connects us with crown chakra energy, right? And so crown chakra connects us with the casual body, that auric layer, 3 feet off of your physical body. You know, that's the layer that vibrates more quickly than all others. And it imparts a deep knowing and a sense of unity with everything. So somebody's trying to connect with you, okay? They're trying to connect with you to tell you something, to give you some information. What's the blockage here? You had a feeling about something, right? But what could have really blocked some things for you all is death. A lot of empaths and high priestess come from families where there's a lot of death, and we're not talking about just in a physical sense, right? Loss of jobs, like you pick up on things. So end of a cycle, right? So ending of a cycle that people are in. So you pick up on when people are grieving, let's say a marriage, or that's the end of a cycle, right? Or they're grieving a loss of a job, that's the end of a cycle. Or grieving the loss of something. You pick up on death, right? When something has ended. And so a lot of you all have had to find solace in your hermit, in your crab shell, right? Going back into the house, staying away, protecting your water, like we talk about a lot on this channel here. And so a lot of things are just now coming to you all, right? So if I pick up on your energy, it could have happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. And if I pick up on the energy, it's to try to help bring you into a light space, okay? So readers can be triggering. I mean, just getting a reading in general could be triggering. But a star is helping you out of something. You are ruled fourth house. Fourth house is about family and ancestry. And we just had a total lunar eclipse on a blood moon. And so that was about, could have triggered some family trauma or ancestral trauma that made you cut ties, right? Made you cut ties, right? So you're getting some messages from the other side. And the way that's going to look for a lot of you all is through your memory. Family member told you about this person, told you about that person, told you about this person, that person, right? And so your 11th house, you're something is being triggered, like almost like a person who's about to give birth to either a child, like if you're pregnant or somebody is pregnant, like it's almost like something sounded fishy, like something seemed fishy or something smelled fishy, right? So you'll be getting all kinds of messages, all sorts of downloads about things. I just heard this minister on Instagram talk about how people can know if their person is on the down low. He's married, his wife, I think they have 3 or 4 kids or whatever, but he's pretty popular on Instagram. I want to say he's a biochemist, and he created something for just like a healthier lifestyle for people. And he gives a lot of advice to men and women online. And something about you moving through your houses and your birth chart, and please pull your birth chart and do also birth chart readings. But something about you moving through your birth chart and becoming more educated about astrology, your birth chart, your purpose in life. Because by the time you get to the 11th house, you would have somebody was trying to end you from getting to your star, like getting to purpose. It doesn't really matter what your age is, but somebody was trying to stop you from getting to your 11th house, which means that you would have known by then. You would have probably answered the call on your life and realized, oh my God, you know what? I'm returning to pure consciousness, right? By the time you get to your 12th house, that's where the illusions and confusions could be, because something is coming to an end. You're like, okay, well, wait a minute now. And remember, time is relative. So we're going to dive right into your reading, because some secrets are coming out and you're putting an end to something. You're putting an end to something. So here we go, High Priestess, right? You all are very radiant souls, and so things are kicking off with your deep intuition and your inner wisdom, right? Something is kicking off, right? So it's very likely that a dark High Priestess or somebody is going through a dark night of the soul, let me put it that way, is trying to reach out to you. And you had a feeling, usually with the Chariot card is a dark side and light side of things. So they could be going through a dark night of the soul themselves, trying to reach out to you to enlighten you about something, right? That you were on your gifts, that you are a High Priestess, right? That you're on to something, right? It could have been something that you posted on social media, like for example, I posted something on my Instagram page, right? That could be triggering to some people, right? A moon figure could be triggering to some people, but some of the videos could be triggering. But you're also getting downloads from loved ones who transition. Somebody has a loved one in their family who is an Aquarius who transition. It could be their sun or moon sign that's an Aquarius that transition. But also, it can also come from an Aquarius that is tapped into going to that lower frequency. Like I said, part of my assignment is to pull people out of a basement, feeling like, okay, you're in a zombified state, because people, like I said, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. You have 2 water signs here. This is Cancer, this is Scorpio, right? So some people, you have to go down to a lower frequency where it's crowded. There's a lot of people out there where things are crowded. Look on social media. If it's something negative, it's going to get a whole lot more likes and views and visits than something positive on social media, right? And so if you have the gift of going down to hell, for real, I'm talking about to some people's hell or their Hades in the spiritual realm, and you're down there and you got a flashlight, you're like a lighthouse down there, and you're trying to say, who wants to come into the light, like who wants to ascend, who wants to go to a higher frequency, Everybody was not called to do that. Everybody was not called to do that, because it's it alerts you to just how many zombies you may have been around. And again, that's not judging anybody. That again, water is shaped and guided by the earth that's around it. Some of your family members are just now waking up. And I know this because this is a generational card here. They are so lucky that you are just now waking up, because you're waking family members up. So kudos and congratulations to you all. Y'all are waking up family members to something that's been going on in your family. You getting help. You talking about your ancestors, all hands are on deck. Your ancestors are alerting you to something, but somebody had a really close relationship with an Aquarius who transitioned in their family. Could have been somebody's mom, or a very nurturing kind of spirit in your family. Could have been your mom, dad, whoever it was. Or somebody who could have been very comfortable in their 11th house, right? 11th house is all about friends and alliances. And so someone is trying to attach themselves to your star, whoever you are. So let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading, because you're about to crack open something in your family, and I'll bring a whole tower down. So you're divinely protected, but you're cracking open something in your family, some kind of secrets that's been going on in your family. And so your deep intuition and your inner wisdom are on full, high alert right now, because the moon is in Virgo. So if you've been feeling it in your digestive system, like some things have been hard to digest, like you cannot believe that someone in your bloodline, that you would have to wait for somebody in your bloodline to die for you to sit there and think, okay, or be close to death in your family, for you to start going back down memory lane, because just life is just lifing, right? You're going down memory lane, and you're starting to remember some of the things that people have been telling you, who was a part of secret societies, who was a part of some secret dealings that was going on in your family, all of that, right? You're seeing something now from a higher frequency. So this Chariot card, like I said, would be the challenge for you all. Your own card appears as a challenge. So Spirit says true mastery this week comes not from control, but from aligning with divine flow. Please, y'all, get outside near water. Drink your water, please, because a family secret is coming out. And it's big, it's huge, it's bringing a whole tower down. And somehow, because of your very nurturing spirit, whether you're a man or a woman, your family, y'all got to remember this. The Judgment card, where's the Judgment card, which connects us with death, and some kind of upheaval is happening right now, because you're bringing some stuff to the focus. Just your energy, Cancer, of just being sweethearts, are bringing something to light. The fact that you're so nurturing to people in general, and like you passionately care. Somebody's really a humanitarian, and you genuinely care about kids. You genuinely care about the time that you put in, the effort that you're very passionate about what you do, whoever you are, and it is triggering a lot of people in your family. And so some of y'all are going to start noticing some of your family members who you haven't talked to in I don't know how long popping up on your feed. If you're on TikTok or you're on Instagram, make sure you take screenshots, so when they lie and say they wasn't watching you, you be like, y'all notice I didn't say if, when they lie and say they wasn't watching. What's this? Okay, because sometimes you don't know what people's, this will be a family member. They're too vain to not have their image up in their profile. And not to say people who have their image up in their profile are vain. That's not the case. But this is a family member who does a lot of stuff in secret. This is your family who does a lot of stuff in secret, right? And so it'd be different if, like, for instance, like if you let's say, for instance, you're a card reader, right? If there's certain family members you haven't talked to in years, then and you just started reading cards, why would they know? Unless they heard something through the grapevine. In that regard, they could reach out to you and call me, hey, I didn't know you read cards, or whatever the case may be. I didn't know that you had a bakery, or I was wondering where you were. If they didn't have an issue with you, somebody has an issue with you. That's why they haven't reached out to you, but they're secretly watching. Somebody is secretly watching, okay? But you're getting some messages from the other side. And again, not to make this strange, weird, or spooky, but it was somebody you were very close to when they were alive. Now you're starting to remember the things that they told you. Now you're starting to remember, okay? So future influences is a star card, right? And so hope and healing await in spirit. It highlights renewal and alignment with your higher destiny shining just ahead, right? So now that your star is shining brighter and people are starting to connect you with family members and friends and stuff, they're like, oh, I didn't know they was related to this person or that person and so on and so forth. I had no idea. Did they know such and such that this person was connected to so and so? That's the double-edged sword of you operating in purpose. No matter what you may have been trying to keep secret, sources say now people are making some kind of connection. Remember, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it, right? So somebody's mom may have transitioned, or you may not have a great relationship with your mom, or like something, that cycle may have ended. They don't necessarily have to be, you know, like transition as in, you know, if that's the case, sending, you know, you lots of love and light your way, because those, you know, relationships with parents and kids can be like really, really sensitive. So I'm sending you all lots of love and light there, just a lot of sensitivity there. But there's something that somebody just did not want out, right? Somebody in your family didn't want something out. And I don't even, and looking at your cards here, I don't even think that you intentionally wanted something that like this was, something wasn't even an intention. I feel like you almost stumbled upon something. That's why the Tower card is coming out. But somebody who is going through a dark night of the soul right now is sending you messages to help you with something, to help you notice something. And so it's like everything is coming together. This would be your Tower mode. Like everything's like you're having a total recall, like everything is crashing down for you to hit a reset button, right? For you to recognize, okay, it was a good thing that you cut certain energies off, because they really would not have been of any help to you, because they were too busy grieving something. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't have been any help. And so they're now having a total recall. And like, what the heck? So just your nurturing, caring spirit, just how you love people, Cancer, and just how you nurture, I'm talking to men and women here, is cracking open a family secret. Just your presence is cracking, just your water, your fresh water is cracking open a family secret. Of just how it's like, it's literally like what I'm saying in the spirit realm is like your water is coming through, splashing water on people's faces in your family to wake them up. Like you had to go down to a dark subject matter. Something about your energy and your platform, you had to go down to a dark subject matter to splash. It's like you came through with a water hose. Y'all know like the kind of fire people have, the firemen and women have. And they hook it up to the hydrant, the water hydrant, and how it just gushes out. Something you must have said or done. It not only triggered people, but it brought a whole tower down. And you're, like I said, you're divinely protected. But something you did in your star, that's why using your platform is so important. You know, that you just remain high vibrational, but you are waking people up, because somebody who is either pregnant, like physically pregnant, or someone who is highly intuitive, they may be pregnant, or they may, like I said, they could be going through a dark night of the soul right now, and their intuition is extremely heightened, and they're trying to analyze everything from top to bottom, right? And they're trying to get something right. It's almost like they're in finger pointing mode, accusing everybody of this and that. Well, you know, and you didn't tell me. Like somebody is, when I tell you somebody is like want to bring the tower down on everybody. And the reason why I caution that is because, and the reason why I approach this with grace, whoever you are, the reason why you want to approach it with grace and protect your water is because not everybody. Remember, some people drank the Kool-Aid when it came to some things. Some people drank the poison when it came to certain family members. And they're like now, like, how come I didn't see this? So some people are dealing with deep regret that they didn't see or didn't know certain things. And the main one that you know, does not want you to know something, they're the one that wants you up out of here. Whoever you are, protect your energy. Protect your energy. So see how this person is on this motorcycle? So it's like get as far away from them as fast as you possibly can. So listen to your body, because when it moves into either earth sign or water sign, source is really telling you stay in the house. Stay in the house, stay in the house, stay in the house, right? Stay in your shell, because something is coming out. Your conscious goal would be the Empress card, right? And so you long to create, nurture, and expand. So Spirit affirms your conscious desire to birth abundance and beauty into your life. So I'm telling y'all, it could get this, like if a person who is pregnant, and I know, you know, everybody's not pregnant, but just if you've ever heard about how tired a pregnant woman gets, like when she's about to get to delivery, she can only take a few steps before she sits down and that could be you right now, whether you're a man or woman, no matter where you are. It could be freezing cold, snowing, or very warm where you are, whatever the temperature or the climate is, as I'm talking to the World Wide Web here. If your body feels like you can take only a few steps and you just like, whew, and you sleeping like a pregnant person, you're picking up on energy. Somebody is trying to send you message through astral projection. Okay, they're sending you messages through astral projection that you are about to come, like you, it's like you hit the lottery. You're about to come into a fortune because your High Priestess gifts are so on point. It's scaring people, literally. I usually say scared to life, right? It's so, I don't want to throw this word here. It's scaring people into a rebirth. I'll put it this way, okay? It's scaring people into a rebirth. Like, what the heck are they starting to remember now? What are you starting to remember, right? So a whole tower is coming down. A whole tower. You don't have to, like I said, you're divinely protected, whoever you are. But this moon card right here would be unconscious influences. So beneath the surface, illusions and uncertainties may still linger. Spirit calls you to honor your dreams and trust your inner guidance. Please, 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 I cannot reiterate this enough. You're breaking some kind of generational cycle chain and curse that I don't even think you all even meant to break. That's not what I feel like you set out to do. I feel like somebody may have just set out to you just living your life, and you're like I always say on my channel, pour into you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. People should be getting the overflow, and you should even be selective when it comes to that. I feel like somebody is a prayer warrior, and I feel like before you pour into other people, you pour into yourself. And for some people, they may like, oh, they stay in the house all the time. They to themselves. They don't really come out the house that often. No, because you're too busy pouring into you. But I'm telling you, if you feel like a pregnant person who you can only walk a few steps and you just get exhausted because you feel like you're going through a rebirth is happening right now. You're a star. You're a star, but you're getting some voices from the other side. It's like somebody is nurturing you from the other side. So whoever this person was when they were alive, because you got two, right? One enlightened you before they transitioned, right? That's the one that transitioned. That's the one that's you went to their funeral, cried, all of that. The other one that's still alive, they could be family or like family. Like, for instance, I consider y'all family, right? So it could be me, it could be whoever. They could seem like they're negative because they can go down to a dark floor, like take it all the way down to Hades or hell, or take it down to the basement, right? And enlighten people, splash some water on your face and say, okay, come on, it's time for people to wake up about some things, and enlightenment in the physical realm, right? So you're starting to have some memories of a person who transitioned, who seem like they cut people off, but their mind is constantly thinking. You also got to remember Aquarius is ruled by two outer planets, the World card and Uranus, which both are currently retrograde. All it takes is for a person to say, hey, listen, they not off thinking about something else. They're now boots on the ground, enlightening people about stuff, right? And somebody's wondering how in the world you still alive. How did you make it this far? Because your purpose, your mission is not done. Somebody has the gift of going down to the lowest of low, like in terms of frequency, to enlighten people and help bring people back up. Very much like what my assignment is. Somebody has that gift of going down to the darkest of dark, where people would say, oh, that person is being negative. We want to just love and light. No, but you had to go through darkness and hatred, being hated and going through a very dark space in order for you to make a decision to go to love and come up to love and light. So all those people are talking about, oh, love and light, and, you know, looking the part, but not helping people to come out of a dark space by, oh, that person is so negative, you don't need it. So if somebody is constantly saying, oh, Cancer is being negative about something, no, you're trying to enlighten people about something, because they could have on blindfolds. Some of y'all are in the music industry. You could be enlightening people about people who everybody idolizes. And people are like, no, you can't be talking about my favorite artist. And so if they haven't changed their ways and you're the person that's shining a light on something, guess what? You may be hated for that. Because you're not trying to out some, it's a married couple that's somebody, you know, that people think that you're intentionally trying to out. But no, you're not trying to intentionally out them. They won't change. It's a married couple that won't change. They like to play dark and light off of each other. They refuse to change. And it's because things are declining fast, and they like, okay, we riding out together. We ride at dawn. we you know, we need to end this. We need to end this because your numbers are growing too fast. Whoever you are, whatever platform you're on, they like, nah, we ride out at dawn. So if you feel like you're exhausted, so it's just like, stay yourself in the house. The moon moves into Libra, which is an air sign, on Monday, September 22nd. But for right now, if it's the weekend, you know, find some cozy space. And this is not to bring fear to anybody. Y'all are very comfortable in your house anyway. But you know, some people have decks. Some people have, you know, backyards. If it's something that you feel like you can do to kind of sort of, you know, just protect your energy, I really want you all to get your downloads and really journal. You know, if you have some events that's with close friends and family that you already had planned, you may want to go ahead and keep those if you want to. You know, it's just like I said, pray about it first. Pray to a higher power, but you're going to be getting a lot of downloads because we're closing out a cycle. This is eclipse season, and you're hitting a reset button on Sunday. So just keep that in mind, right? So not trying to make anything spooky, strange, or weird, but you're breaking some kind of cycle chain and cursing your family, and everybody is now having a total recall. So something you did, Cancer, I don't know what you did, but it's something that you did that's major. You see all these major arcana here? Something that you did is major. You probably don't even know what you did. Something you did or said. You use your star power, your 11th house, to enlighten people, and people are scattering. Some people are going to say you're being negative because they're not ready to wake up yet. Whoever you are, Cancer, kudos and congratulations to you. That's all I can tell you. And take it from a person who can take it all the way down to the lowest of low frequency to enlighten people, to bring people up. It's only going to be a select group of people that's going to be ready to go to a higher frequency, to ascend. Again, for those ones who staying in darkness, you don't judge them, because at some point you were in darkness and you didn't realize when somebody was splashing water on your face. That's why you want to extend mercy and grace to people, because you're not their God, right? So, you know, that's where that goes. And so the advice would be the Temperance card. That's the advice. The advice would be the Temperance card, because a secret is coming out. A secret is coming out about somebody, right? Who you thought they were all love and light and positive, but they into something. They could be a part of an organization, and in your organization, this is what I always say when people come to me with, like, you know, when people frantically want to start talking about, oh, this person's a part of a secret society and those sororities and fraternities. I'm like, okay, don't bring that to me, because first of all, everybody that's a part of an organization, whatever people's belief systems are your belief systems, but you can't point to an entire organization and say everybody is like that. That doesn't even make any sense. For real, it doesn't even make any sense to say everybody's a part of that. I can see if people are trying to say, you know, a collective, or even the music industry, or the this and that. A lot of people don't even know what they're getting into, to be honest. A lot of people don't know what they're getting into. A lot of people, if you're a part of a particular chapter, if you're in an organization, that chapter may not be that way. If you're a part of a job, like think of your job that you're on. you don't really know what, if you have, unless you have a certain level of clearance, you don't really know what goes on at the top. I mean, for real, in all fairness, the main thing that you want to do is, again, if you are a prayer warrior, is start to pray for clarity and answers before you make a decision about things. So basically, judging an entire organization, your job, a fraternity, sorority, a church, a mosque, a temple, for something that you're just now finding out, prayer is going to be needed. Prayer is going to be needed. But something about your gift is so powerful, it is literally popping a lid off of some stuff. And people are like, okay, I want that energy silenced. Okay? Because there's a couple that doesn't want something out. They've been making a fortune off of something. They don't want something out, so they want you silenced. So people out here riding motorcycles and stuff like that, okay, just protect your energy. Protect your energy. So again, we have, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune here. And so fate is turning, and karmic cycles and synchronicities are aligning with you, and opportunities meant to lift you into your next chapter. I'm telling you, your gifts, somebody's gifts are powerful. Your gifts are powerful. They are powerful. So yeah, get your awakening oil. You know, like I said, got my little rosemary babies. Yep, got my little rosemary babies, y'all can see here, that I grow. My plants, I love plants. And just the patience that it gives you, you know, from seedling to coming up out of the soil, you know. So, but the source wants you all to know that you're in good energy. Somebody may actually ride a motorcycle. So just be careful when you're walking across the street or when you're traveling and going places. Just be aware. Don't be in zombie mode. You know, like your mind is just kind of like, oh, la, la, la. Pay attention to people who are, you know, and I said motorcycle because this is what came out in the cards here. Pay attention to your surroundings because there's a fortune involved in something. And people who are in zombified mode, they may not even know what they're a part of. And they just so happily, they just were part of something. They just didn't even know what they're a part of, right? And so make sure you protect your energy, all right? Like I said, because there's a fortune involved in something, right? So fortune could mean a whole lot of different things. But you are worth a lot as a star. You, whoever you are worth a lot. You could be a star witnessing something. You know, your child could be a star. Like you could have family members in your family that's celebrities. And remember, stars are not necessarily celebrities, just somebody who answered the call on their lives, really. Just whoever you're celebrating, you're enlightening people. You have a platform, something that people are paying attention to. And so, like I said, we got the Wheel of Fortune here. And so we got the Tower here. So your hopes and fears are that you may fear sudden change. Yes, Spirit says upheaval only clears the false foundations, right? So trust the process and of divine reset. That's right. We have a reset coming up during this solar eclipse, and the outcome is the World card. So by week's end, wholeness and completion arrive. Spirit affirms that you're stepping into mastery, into a higher vibration of being. All right. Yeah. So that's what I have for you all. Somebody is breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse within your own family that people don't want you to know because your prayers really go out to the people who are not aware. That's what your prayers go out to, because some people are at a higher level. They are aware of everything that's going on. And so Source is saying to you, if you're comfortable in the house and there's something that you can do like around the house, just stay in. Stay in. Again, this is not to make anybody paranoid. You're literally at a rebirth. You're going through a rebirth, right? And you're going through a rebirth while you are alive. Let me speak plain language to you all. While you are alive, you're going through a rebirth. So you don't need to go through a rebirth. People are like, oh, you know, energy never dies. And they singing sad songs because you're in zombified mode. If you're tired and you can only take a few steps, like a person who's about to give birth to something, because you're like, why am I so tired? Why am I so sleepy? Why am I sleeping? Because energies are pulling on your energy. People are basically like, okay, you had a feeling about something and people are trying to reach out to you via telepathy. By any means necessary, people are trying to reach out to you. people are trying to tell you you were right about something, Cancer, something around a death. You were right about something, and you're being pulled on, like, oh my God, you're using your star for good and not for evil. You're exposing something. So kudos and congratulations to whoever you are. I don't know who you are, but I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'm glad that you are protected. Actually, I'm glad that you're protected. You're divinely protected, right? So you get enough hands on deck who's sending love and light your way. Somebody should feel like they just have light shining on you. So you came out of a really dark space. You could have been grieving a death or loss of loved ones. And I'm telling y'all, that's not something that there's an expiration date on that, right? Something it either easily trigger you to go down to a lower frequency where you're not, so new and exciting love awaits for you. Yeah. So yeah, you're on to something. Everybody that's doing their job, that's a part of something that's on your frequency, to recognize that you were able to go down to a low place and bring people up to a high place. I'm trying to tell y'all, are doing their jobs. They're doing their job. If it's law enforcement that need to be involved, you got certain people that's doing their jobs. If it's something is very balanced out, so it's a balance of dark and light, right? So there's some energies who want you to shut up, get off of your social media platform, stop talking about such and such. Then you got other energies. It's like, oh my God, because it's hitting them home, and it's hitting them in their own home. Like they're like, oh my God, I had no idea my family was such and such and such and such. I had no idea. So just for the purpose of just inquiring minds want to know, something you did or said is waking people up. So all I can say is kudos and congratulations to you, Cancer, whoever you are. Kudos and congratulations. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Whatever you're doing it, because some people cannot talk about certain things because they're still within certain things. But for those people who have platforms, how, like, for instance, I remember I used to want to be a part of a certain industry when I was younger. I used to want to be a part of a particular industry when I was younger, and went to this. I would have to give too far into something, but I saw something that instantly was just like, nah. And it was more of like because of who was doing what. It was like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. What? Are you for real? Yeah. Sometimes you think you want to be a part of something until you see something else and you go, nah, Here we have Angel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers, is with you. That's why I said, don't be paranoid like you're not traveling. You already have plans. I mean, go do you, but don't go out in zombie-fied mode, like da-da-da-da-da. Like, really pay attention to your surroundings. And the industry that I'm talking about is music, just so we're crystal clear, right? I used to think I wanted to be a part of something, and then I saw something that just really opened my eyes. But that doesn't speak to everybody that's a part of something that I saw. And I said, no thanks. So do the mirror work. Do the mirror work, right? Somebody's amongst the incubi and succubi, right? Again, that's not everybody that's doing the same thing. You do have some people. I heard an artist talk about how a bigger name artist, before she got into the industry, noticed that when she was at a party, she looked like she had been poisoned, right? And this bigger name artist, who people consider as an icon, was not surprised that she just swung into action and helped another female artist out. Like I said, everybody is not, you can't judge an entire organization by some evil, some evil that you saw. So this is not a deterrent from people, going after their dreams and their goals and wishes and things like that. But there's a particular couple that, like I said, they're trying to astral project into your dream state. And somebody wants to know if you're a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Who cares? For real? Like, if you are, so what? So what, right? But somebody has a temper. Somebody secretly has a temper And somebody is very angry about what you're uncovering. Who cares if some, I mean, because they're the one that's secretly in a particular life. It's not about a secret society. They're part of a secret lifestyle, right? So if you're part of the LGBTQIA or used to be, y'all already know, if you tune into this channel, child, we really don't care. But if you're part of what else are you holding? A secret. So this is the type of an energy you would tell everybody else. If they want everybody else, they distract from everybody else, saying, oh yeah, you know, this family member, you didn't know they were part of LGBT. Even if you're an A, and I got it, you know, for the A's in the LGBTQIA plus community, even if you're asexual, this is an energy that likes to stir up a whole bunch of stuff because they do a lot of stuff in secret. So if that's the community that you're a part of, like I said, what human being can judge you? Journal your journey. Journal your journey, but ask source for clarity. I am not your source. I can just tell you that right now. I wouldn't even want to be somebody's God. That's just too much. I got too much to focus on myself for me. So, but yeah, ask source or higher power or self, whatever, go within. But you have a loved one on the other side that's getting messages to you through your memories and conversations with them. One yes from God is all you need. It's time to open your vault door. Somebody's about to listen. You're very fortunate to have these gifts because everybody that's supposed to be doing something that's on a particular frequency, they're in your corner. I'm telling you, somebody has not been completely honest with you about something. You're not trying to do law enforcement's job. You're not trying to do this person's job. You're not stepping over the boundary. This is the world card. You're not stepping over into another. You're not trying to take somebody's job. In other words, you're doing your job. And the fact that you're doing your job and people think that you're on such a high horse, like, okay, who does this person is? They got a dark side to them. Yeah, you know, Queen Amun-Ra talking about how much sweethearts cancers are. Y'all are sweethearts. But guess what? Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. So even if in the past you were in zombified, no, you're awake now. You're awake now, okay? Anybody can relate to that. If you're around certain things and you're thinking, okay, well, it's okay. You're everybody. Let's say, for instance, it's the music industry, because that's what I'm kind of picking up on somebody. And your abundance and your prosperity is growing. Let's say you're part of the music industry. It's like, oh, here, everybody drinks. You could be in an environment where it's peer pressure. You could be in an environment where people are like, oh, here, take a drink of this. Or everybody smokes, or, you know, everybody, you know, does this and everybody does that. But now that you're away from something, you're starting to say, no, everybody doesn't. No, they don't. What were they trying to get out of you? The curse is now broken. The curse is now broken. Child, let me tell y'all, if I really wrote I could write a book just on just the stuff that I saw in it, not within a government organization, because I don't have any issues with anybody I work with personally. But just around the city, like if I start talking about some stuff, anyway, hit root chakra cleanse. You're pulling something up at the root. Yeah, I never got into my colleagues' personal lives like that. Like, I don't know. I could care less. I was there to do a job. Like, I don't care what people do behind closed doors. So yeah, my book is not going to be about the agency. If y'all follow me on Instagram, then you would saw what I was kind of writing about. But you inspire some people to heal. It's time for you to schedule a vacation, whoever you are. So he apologizes for betraying you for something, you know, and there are signs all around you. Somebody could have been in an environment where they was drinking. He was like, oh, here, take some drinks. And they may not have a high tolerance for alcohol or smoking something or whatever, and could have said something to betray you. But that's exactly what somebody caught somebody at a very low point in their lives, right? And they crossed the boundary. But guess what? You about to bring a whole tower down, just your whole words. And so you have the gift of clairaudience. You hear things clearly. This would be literally like talking to a loved one and you know they don't drink, and all of a sudden they sound like they're inebriated over the phone. And you ask them, were you drunk? No. They're lying about something because they don't want you to know what they said about you under the influence, right? But they were coerced, and people told them to do that to try to bring a tower down on you. right? But somebody's sibling is involved in something. Somebody's sibling is involved in something. Y'all know how when people grow up in the same household, you know how people talk. You know, like y'all may use some of the same terminology. Your voices may sound alike. Y'all may have some of the same hand gestures, or, you know, just kind of like imitating your parents, you know, or like use some of the same slang terms or whatever that maybe you heard your parents or grandparents or the family say. You know, like, what did I hear this person say the other day? Like, let's say, for instance, you always heard your parents say something like, all money ain't good money. Like, they said it like that, like, all money ain't good money, or everybody that's smiling is not your friend. You know, like your parents would say stuff, or your grandparents, you just like hear it throughout your family. And so people are saying some of the same things that you say, right? And people are like putting a connection together. Self-love. So let the wall that falls, that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. I'm telling y'all, you can't pour from an empty cup, Cancers. Stay in it. Somebody is trying to get a message through to you. So if you can stay in, you know, not for fear's sake, but if you can stay in, everybody is doing their job. Like your ancestors are doing their job to protect you. You know, whoever else is involved in something is doing what they need to do to protect you. But if you can stay in and just relax, do your little task or whatever in your house, do that. 811, something having to do with a fire sign. Somebody got off the fence and started enlightening you about something, about a karmic couple. Yep. So, because they are fired up. And so they are operating, they're going on faith, right? So faith-filled. The inspiration is divine. They want you to get focused. They want you to enlighten people. Number 11 is a master number. That symbolizes light. L-I-G-H-T. L-I-G-H-T. Right. Want you to enlighten people about things. And again, when you're enlightening people from a higher frequency, it doesn't come across as a family feud. Oh, they mad at their brother or sister. They mad at such and such. You're enlightening the whole world because you are a star. So that would be equivalent to somebody saying, let's say music industry, for instance. You're not trying to deter people from their dreams, but you're also saying, hey, listen, like they have like the buddy system in the military. Okay, when you're going somewhere, make sure you got somebody around you can trust, right? Like I said, there was a celebrity that saw a young artist coming in and said, okay, this person they probably put something in somebody's drink. They quickly swung into action. They didn't just leave the person there. And through this date, the person is still publicly thanking that icon, that iconic musician, right? The inspiration is divine. Your angels call on you to take actual steps towards your inspired thoughts. All of those ideas and spiritual downloads you've been having are from a higher power. And so journal about your dream journal about a dream that you have, then list 3 steps that you can take today towards making it a tangible reality. Remember that the smallest steps are the most important. I can't really say enough about, there's some organizations out here that's really, really doing good for people. And they really are trying to enlighten people about the evils of the world, right? And so there is a karmic couple out here that would rather, you know, have a drive-by done on you than for you to keep enlightening people. That's why Source is saying, stay in your high priestess, light high priestess, and enlightening people, but make sure your water is clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure your water is clean, because these energies love to do astral projection, to tell people some kind of lie about, oh, you into this and you into that. But in the physical realm, keep your water clean. You can have all kinds of thoughts and never act on things. But these types of energies like to be, oh, by word, thought, or deed, you committing some kind of sin. They try to kind of come across as like, you know, they've already crossed every kind of line they could cross in the physical realm, right? And so you're just now waking up. You're just now waking up. And your ancestors somehow are using you. You're using your star power, whatever you are, whatever you do. Again, I'm not talking about celebrities, right? Everybody is celebrated for something. So I'm not saying a particular celebrity. I'm saying something about your platform. We're just in the age of World Wide Web. So you're using your platform, whether you have 2 subscribers on YouTube or 200,000 subscribers. It doesn't really matter. But people who are not ready to hear things, that's why some people may be losing subscribers, Because some people are not ready to hear certain things, right? So trust source. Y'all out here, whoever you're helping, financial health. There's some people who know that you're telling the truth about something, and that's why some people are supporting you. For the ones that's not supporting you, whoever you are, extend grace to them, because you were them at one point, totally in the dark about something. Totally in the dark about something. And so everybody doesn't have the strength. Speaking of this number 8 here, could be a Leo involved in something. Could be an Aquarius involved in something. You know, when I say involved in something, could be involved in enlightening people. Could be a Leo and an Aquarius involved in enlightening people. So Source really just needs you to stay focused. Right? So some people could be working together in the spirit realm to help people, right? So heart chakra, a date with you, and let's say a date with you and you, right? So do the mirror work. Because some people are into mirror magic as well, right? Whereas I feel like some people, you know, you're making the connection. Whereas some people are, they know how to astral project. We're talking about air. Right? Air, the heart chakra, astral body, right? So the astral body is the auric layer, the 4th auric layer, right? And so it spreads out about 1 foot off the body and is related to the heart chakra. So it represents our feelings of peace, love, connection to others, and then it will reveal if we have grief or hardened heart. Somebody finally got the message. They finally got the message, okay? I'm telling you, I can't even send enough love and light you all's way, Cancer, whoever you are, because somebody has learned how to astral project into you to try to find out what was going on in your life. They wanted so bad to just connect with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This must be an energy that you don't talk to. You must have cut them off, because we're talking about sword energy. You must have cut them off. And they could have been blazing hot mad at first, wanted to scorch you, right? Because they couldn't get focused, because they could have been attached to a karmic couple. But now that they got off the fence and finally got enlightened about just your mission, and people are starting to see, when they astral projected into your life, guess what? They didn't see what they heard that they would see. They didn't see what they thought they were going to see as far as you're concerned. And so they're just like, hey, you may not have trusted them before. They may be saying trust them now, because they've seen some things that they are trying to, like I said, new and exciting love is awaiting for you. You have the gift of clairaudience. It's almost like a person was sitting at the table when some stuff was going down in the physical realm that you had a feeling about, but people kept lying to you because they were like, oh my God, we don't really know what this person's mission is. We don't really know what who Cancer gonna tell, what they're gonna say, if they're gonna think everybody that's a part of it. But people are waking up out of a zombified mode. People are scattering now. People are nervous. People can try to hide stuff or whatever they want to hide it with, but I keep trying to tell y'all, if you're tuned into my channel, you cannot, and I'm gonna say this and go ahead and close it out. Everybody has been in a zombified state. Coming out of a womb, you're born into darkness, and you're on your journey to return to pure consciousness, right? You, whoever you are, feel fulfilled. You feel fulfilled because you return to pure consciousness. You're okay with your gifts. You're like, okay, well, let whoever think whatever. You're inspiring somebody who was once an enemy to you. You're inspiring them to heal. You are inspiring them to heal. You're waking some people up. Waking some people up. They thought, hey, they wanted to be a part of something. They thought this is what I had to do to be a part of something, such and such and such and such. And so now some people are trying to get some information to you. At least one energy is trying to get information to you to stay focused. Somebody finally got focused. They were part of a karmic couple, and one of those people in that union is like trying to enlighten you on some stuff. So speak up, open your mouth, speak up, keep talking, keep speaking, keep enlightening people. Because if you won't do it, Source will send it to somebody else who has no problem. They're not scared, no nothing. These energies have tried to attack your finances. That's what they try to hit the hardest, is your money. But source is balancing that out. You ain't got to work. You just need to stay focused. Everybody that's a part of something is now taking, doing what they're supposed to do. So the people need to astral project into your dreams. You may pick up on some other energies, maybe astral projecting into there too. And guess what? Whatever lie they told on you in the physical realm, people, it's a lie. So yeah, justice is in your favor. Justice is already being served. It's already being served, because this couple, they wilding out of control. Yeah, they out of control. Yeah, they wish they could get 1 foot off of your physical body. They wish they could get 1 foot off your physical body. So they still got some zombies running around here who would gladly do something to you. But people are starting to see you. They like, okay, this person's a sweetheart. They nice. They really a sweetheart. Like, yeah, we saw Cancer here, there. They really a nice person. Like I always say on my channel, Cancers are sweethearts, right? But if you were in a zombified state, you may have thought, okay, I didn't know that you was a part of something. How would you know? But justice is in your favor. People are doing all kinds of astral projection. I'm talking about the heart chakra. They astral projecting into your dreams, trying to find out what got you going on in your house, all kinds of stuff. And guess what they find out? Oh, this person, they just enlightening people. All the lies that were told about you. Now here people are now just saying, oh, they just enlightening people. That's why I said make sure your water clean. Make sure your water clean. People been looking at you for a long time, whoever you are. That's what I have for you. But yeah, focus on your financial health, because some people were saying you was doing something strange for money or crazy for change or whatever. Y'all know the same. Anyway, but yeah, the date with just you and you. People want to see who you are in a relationship with, all of that. And they found out, oh, this person is just with themselves. I keep trying. Listen, I can't be the love on Cancer. I can't be the representative for Cancers, right? But I just know zodiac signs, right? And so some people just did not want you to evolve. They wanted you to stay in a zombified state. But whoever you are, it's almost like you thought you were by yourself, but you're not. It's a lot of other people operating on the same frequency as you. Everybody's doing their part. So keep on speaking up, Cancers. Keep doing what y'all doing, and however y'all get messages across. People are getting messages, getting your downloads. Journal, ask source, what do you want me to do with this information? What's the whole purpose of me having this on my mind? What is the purpose of this, right? Because you're not going to run out in the street and be screaming something to the top of your lungs. What's the purpose of all of this, source? Why? What is this for? Source will tell you what to do and who to send it to. People who are not afraid to speak out. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Bye. Oh, let me give you a final message with this. Yeah. Because your finances, if you've been having some money problems, that's turning around. That's changing. So this week is about intuition and transformation, and also ascension. So hopefully I was able to go down to a lower floor, enlighten people, wake you up, and bring you back up to a higher frequency. So hopefully again, I'm sending you lots of love and light. If you're experiencing loved ones who transition and you're still processing that is completely normal. But if you feel like, okay, I need some help, then go get some help. No shame in that, for real. There's no shame in that. Some people they play that little mind game when it comes to loved ones who are transitioning. Oh, it's been 6 months, it's been a year, or gosh, the relationship was over. They should be dating somebody right now. They should be in a relationship by now. They still grieving over. Don't get caught up in that mess. Don't even get caught up in that mess, right? There's a lot of reason for why people seek therapy and some reason why people don't. I just saw an interview with Cardi B and Gayle King, and she was asking her about therapy, and I'm just paraphrasing. Y'all can go watch the video yourselves and kind of get from the video you get from it. And she was saying that she left, I think she said she left a therapy session. I believe she said this, so I want to make sure I captured it right, because the person that was helping her could not relate to being basically like a celebrity, right? Can basically relate to that. So people, and again, there's no judgment there. If a person that you're talking to, they cannot relate to, let's say, you watching tarot, or they can't relate to, you know, the High Priestess energy, and they're sitting there like, and I'm not talking about Cardi B obviously on this, in this part of the reading here, but a lot of people will leave there because they just like, okay, the person that they're talking to, they can't relate to them. They just cannot relate to them. So in the past, somebody, this right here, somebody's mother, you know, may have ended therapy because going to therapy, somebody just couldn't relate. Whereas some people, they go to therapy, they go in with a plan, they sit down, they say, hey, this is what I want. This is the outcome, the desired outcome. I'm going to be completely open and transparent in therapy, and they get what they need out of therapy. They leave, they feel like, okay, hey, I don't need to sit in there for 5, 6, 10 years when you came in with a desired outcome. The desired outcome is, hey, I just want to be able to get up and go to work every single day without having the same thoughts on my mind. How can I give me some tools, right? So some people go into therapy, you know, like that. But I think it's very realistic when, you know, the artist, Cardi B, said that the person basically couldn't relate to, she's known all around the world. You know, people can't relate to, everybody can't relate to that. You can't go nowhere without somebody knowing who you are. And just like with artists like, you know, some of the bigger name artists, just as big as she is, and other, you know, other artists that people consider as icons, or whatever it is that you do, that's just the music industry, but whatever industry you're in, somebody like a tech giant that's faces plastered all over these Fortune 500 magazines, they can't just go anywhere. Even if they, you know, you know, we hear about artists who had to put on costumes just to go out and just go to the grocery store because people were out here acting like. So who can relate to that, right? So again, something about your star is growing, and if you feel like, okay, when you're going places, you're exhausted, it's because people are sending you energy, like get back in, go heal, just go, you know, you're inspiring people to heal, like your star is growing. So kudos and congratulations to you wherever you are on your journey, Cancers. I certainly appreciate the Cancers that I know, because y'all really are homebodies. Y'all really just kind of, y'all get messages to people in different kind of ways that people they don't understand right away, because a lot of Cancers are kind of quiet into themselves, whether it's your sun or moon in Cancer. But whatever it is, however y'all get messages across, it's like you're handing the ball off to somebody else, or handing the baton to somebody who is going, okay, I know if I give it to this person, they're going to get the message out this kind of way. If I give it to this person, they're going to get the message out this kind of way. It's, you know, y'all are able to, you know, do that. So congratulations to you. That is what I have for you. So Spirit just shows you that you are aligning with the higher truth and rising to divine wholeness. So if this message resonates with you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, Cancers. And as always, stay strong, stay focused, and stay victorious. Y'all out here doing something. Y'all helping a lot of people, inspiring people to heal. And somebody inspired their own mother to heal, for real. Because somebody's mother was in a zombified state, but you're inspiring them to heal. Like really just, somebody could be secretly watching you, but you inspired, whoever you are, if your mom is still alive, you inspired her to heal, and y'all might not have the best relationship, or you're just inspiring other people to really tap into their divine feminine energy and just see what they have been nurturing and what they should not nurture anymore, right? They may have been completely in the darkness. I don't believe that people always know what they're a part of. I just don't. And that's not being naive. That's just, think about it. Did you always know what you were a part of? No. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.